Good evening, everyone. My name is Judge Patrick Sherlock. I'm currently a judge at the Daly Center, and I'm assigned to the post-judgment call in the Municipal Division. I handle probably the busiest courtroom in the country. We handle 175,000 cases in my courtroom every single year. So if you do the simple math, that means in the past 4 years where I've been assigned to that courtroom, I've had more than 600,000 cases before me. And if you extrapolate a little bit further, that means I have seen 1 in every 10 citizens of the county of Cook in front of me. If you ask your friends and your neighbors who have had the misfortune of being in court and had a judgment debtor coming after them, judgment creditor coming after them, they can tell you about my courtroom. My courtroom is all about fairness because the people that I see on a regular basis are the people that are the downtrodden and the people that are not represented by lawyers and the people that need help. We have in my courtroom a legal aid organization that sits 15 feet from my desk so that when someone steps up in need of help, I can refer them to them immediately. And they can seek the help that they need so that they can go on with their daily lives with the money that they need to pay their rent, their gas, and their light, and keep their lives going. The reason I'm running for the appellate court is because we need people on the appellate court who get it right. The appellate court in Illinois serves for most people as the very last court of last resort because the Illinois Supreme Court is not required to hear your case. The Illinois Supreme Court hears between 4 and 6% of the cases that seek review before it. Therefore, if you lose at the trial level and you want to have a fair shake at the appellate court, that is likely to be your last opportunity. It is absolutely critical that you have justices sitting in the Illinois appellate court who get it right. Of the 600,000 cases that I have heard during my term, I have been reversed by the appellate court 1 time. So you can do the math. Those are extraordinary odds. Your chance of getting it right with me on the bench is very good. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. I'm Chicago born and bred. I grew up in Melrose Park in the near west suburbs. I went to high school there. I attended college at Quincy College in Quincy, Illinois. From there, I went to the University of Illinois in Champaign, where I got my law degree. When I came back, I worked for a firm practicing in the area of securities laws, probably one of the most complicated areas of the law that's around. I did that for about the first 5 years of my career. From there, I formed my own law firm. And during the next 13 years, I represented people like you and me on everyday problems. And I represented them in all variety of cases. But the one case that I'd like to talk to you about, the one that I'm most proud of, is this. In 1998, I took on the Chicago Housing Authority because they operated the Section 8 program. And in the Section 8 program, young children were being poisoned by lead paint on a regular basis. In fact, so regular that control of that program was wrested away from CHA and forced into the hands of a private contractor. We filed suit against the Chicago Housing Authority and their contractor. We were able to get a judgment in favor of these little kids that allowed them, A, to have the housing quality standards that were already set in place by federal law enforced so that they lived in safe homes. Lead paint poisoning damages the brain. You cannot determine without expensive neuropsychological exams the extent of that damage. We were able to work in conjunction with the University of Illinois at Chicago to set up a program so that children poisoned by lead paint in Section 8 housing could get those expensive tests. What does that mean for them? That means they could take those test results to their school and get an individualized educational plan, IEP, a lot of people have heard of them, that suits their particular deficiencies. That is a case I was extraordinarily proud of. It was the first case in the state of Illinois to bring what's called medical monitoring as a form of relief. And we did that. We had to fight hard because, as you can imagine, the CHA and their attorneys did not want this new form of relief introduced into Illinois. We got it. Those are the kinds of cases that I worked on. I fought for the little guy every day. I fought on a contingent fee basis every day. What does that mean? That means I don't get paid unless I am right. It's important that I was right so that I could feed my family. It's important that I was right so that the people that I represented were protected. And it's important that you vote for me so that you know when you have an appellate court judge on the bench that's going to decide your fate, he is going to get it right. I am that judge. My name is Judge Patrick Sherlock. I'm running in the Michael J. Gallagher vacancy. My punch number is 119. I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone might have.